So guys, hello and welcome to this tutorial. In the previous tutorial, I was talking about the advanced indexing, and in it we saw integer indexing and for 1D arrays. Now let us see integer indexing for 2D arrays. So integer indexing, yeah. I have this 2D array. I'll print it out first. So let's print out ARR and run this code. So see, this is the 2D array that I have. Now you want to get access to elements, suppose say 35 and 67 at the same time. See, there are any random elements, I took them. Fine. So to get access to 34 and 67, what you do is write print ARR, and see, it is a 2D array, so obviously you're going to need two types of square brackets as we discussed in the indexing tutorial. So see, this index stands, or this square bracket stands for row and this stands for column. So you're just going to enter row and column here, the indices for rows and columns. So that is really simple now. So see, for rows, for 34 the index of row is 0, and for 67 the index of row is 0, 1 and 2. So for rows, 0 we write for 35 and 2 we write for 67. So remember, I'm telling it again, 0 for 35, this is the 0th row, that's why we want 35, so we wrote 0. Then this is the first row and this is the second row. So 67 is there in the second row, so I wrote 2. So 0 for 35 and 2 for 67. Now the same thing goes for column as well. Now see, for column, the column of 35 and 67, you have to mention it in the order. So the column of 35 is, this is the 0th column, this is the first column, this is the second column. So for 35 we write 2 over here, and for 67 this is the 0, 1 and 2. So the 0th column is in for 67. So 2 comma 0. So basically you wrote row and column. But if you run this code, you are going to get an error. So invalid index to scalar variable. So what does it mean is, I told you all, you want to get in the advanced indexing we use sequence type, right? So you have to write a square bracket, and inside it you have to specify the sequence by using a comma, remember? So this is a new type. So see, this thing is for row, this thing is for column. So I knew all this before, but I did this just for your understanding. So see, this is for rows, this is for columns. You're just separating them by a comma, and you have to write both these sequence, or list inside these square brackets. So basically these square brackets means you are using indexing, that is advanced indexing. And now if you run this code, you are going to get 35 and 67 as desired. Now let us take it to a further level. Let us get access to some other elements. Like, now see, I told you list inside a list. So give a comma and just write like that. And now see, you want to get access, suppose to say 22, 25 and 67. So now for rows, this is the first 0th row, this is the first row, and this is the second row. So for row it is going to be 0, 1 and 2. So this first square bracket stands for 0, 1, 2, which is for rows. And now for columns, hold on, what did I do? Yeah, and now for columns we are just going to write 22 stands for the first column, this is also the first column, and this is the 0th column. So 1 comma 1 comma 0. So for columns just write 1 comma 1 comma 0 and run this code. You will get 22 minus 22, 25 and 67 as we wanted. Fine. So this was about integer indexing. Now we are going to see about the Boolean indexing. So we use this type of indexing. You basically use an expression that returns true or false. So those expressions are returned which satisfy, not those expressions, sorry, those elements, actually this is wrong. So those elements are returned which satisfy the Boolean expression. So I'll basically, first of all I'll have to tell you the syntax. So hold on, I'll print out ARR. Yeah, not AR, ARR. Wow. Okay, fine. We got this array. Now we have the syntax is basically print out ARR, and now here we want to write some expression. So what will this expression be? Sorry for the spelling and all, but fine. So this expression will be whatever this expression is. If this value of this expression is true, then it will print it out, or if it is false, then it will not print out. So actually it is like for loop. So you just have to write ARR is the name of the array, right? So inside the square brackets, if I write ARR, this ARR means every element. It goes from every element. Now this ARR, suppose you have a task that you want to return the negative elements in this array. So this array, the negative elements are minus 22, minus 41, minus 99. So you will just write ARR which is less than 0. And now if you run this code, you are going to get an array which is containing all the negative values. So see, what does this mean? This is the syntax that you just need to understand. So this ARR, this square bracket stands for advanced indexing. You want to get, you are using advanced indexing, and inside it you are writing this expression. So this ARR and ARR are the same actually. This is the name of the array basically. So ARR which is less than 0. So in this ARR, the elements that are less than 0 will get returned. or which are greater than or equal to 0, you can write it as well. So you'll get all the elements that are greater than 0. You can do one thing, you can get access to the even numbers as well. So suppose this is your new task, that you want to get access to the even numbers. So what you're going to do is, ARR, you know the condition for even numbers, right? So ARR modulo 2, if it is equal to 0, then it will be even number. So see, these are all even numbers, which are, they can be negative as well, also obviously. So see, this is the expression, and for 16 it is satisfying, so it will print out 16. For minus 22 also it satisfies because the remainder is 0. Then again, fine, for 35 it is not satisfying, the value is false. So that's why we call it Boolean expression, remember, because true or false. So if it is true, then it will print it out, or if it is false, then it will not include this 35 in this array. Fine. So that's all I think. Nah, yeah. One more thing I forgot to tell you. Suppose you have a new task, you want to return the elements that are divisible by 2, that is even. But your task now is that you want to return double of that value. So you want to return twice of that value. So hold on. So see, I'll run this code. So see, these both are the same things, I know that. But this was the previous task. Now your new task is you want to return the elements which are even, but you have to multiply them by suppose 5, and then you have to return them. So what you're going to do is simply write into 5. You can do this as well and run this code. So you will get these elements. So 16 into 5 is 80, 22 into 5, and so on. So basically we're just multiplying by 5. You can do any sorts of algebra on it. So you can do minus 10 suppose and run this code, still it will work. So 16 minus 10 is 6, 22 minus 10, and so on. So that was all about Boolean type of indexing. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe to my channel for more such programming related content. And actually we are going to see many more things about NumPy library in the next tutorial. So until then, stay tuned and keep learning. Thank you.